act in the world which gives people the right to work. And if nothing else, that is its greatest achievement. But it has done more than that. It has really brought people away from starvation, hunger, and it has also enabled them to stop migrating. This is the best case scenario and a largely widespread occurrence. Its worst aspects are that still in many places work is not available, government is starved, people don't know that there is this work on demand, and so they're not even accessing work. In some places even job cards are not being made. So that is the worst case scenario. But I would say that in a country like India, with the meltdown and with the kind of problems that the world has had, and with the level of all support structures being removed from, and subsidies being removed from the poor, for the poor, this one employment guarantee has saved their lives. So I think it's, when I say this to a large extent, say 60% of the poor could access work and access to work. So it's a great achievement. Ministry of Rural Development has suddenly lost interest. Maybe it is not doing as much as it should do in anything. Actually, what we really needed was a mission approach for NREGA. It's, I don't know how many thousand crores. I think we went beyond 30,000 crores, I guess, last year. So it was a lot of money, and to manage this money and manage the management structure for it and to ensure that it reaches people, that all the entitlements are in place, you can't have one ministry doing it and a couple of officials doing it. So we have argued from day one that what we really need is a mission totally dedicated and only concentrating on the MGNREGA so that it can look at all its aspects. The MORD has other responsibilities, and so though its largest program is MGNREGA, it has other responsibilities, and many of them are divided in what they do. Apart from that, they are not really serious about addressing the issue of corruption, because the issue of social audit, the entitlement of social audit, the mandatory social audit, which is one of the most important ways of stemming corruption, is being diluted by the ministry in amending the schedule to the Act, which is an administrative amendment, which is ratified post facto, without informing people who were there in the Central Employment Guarantee Council at that time, and it was quietly done, with the result now that the social audit is, as it was a difficult process, now it's become a mockery of itself. And when this is pointed out to them, they're not serious. It's now 9 months we've pointed out to them that an audit means the role of an external person present in the meeting to make sure, you can't audit your own accounts. It's a principle of audit. So if they're non-serious about things like this, then obviously the program will suffer. Let's say that if you look at the Food for Work program which it replaced, or if you look at the JRY, or if you just take one panchayat and look at the amount of money it has got since 1952 to now, and you look at the MGNREGA has done very well in relative terms. You are functioning through a very corrupt machinery, so you can't blame a program for the system. The system has been forced to do much better than it ever did before. Work has happened. Actually, in Rajasthan now, after the monsoons, we see all these anicuts and check dams full of water. So things have happened. But there has also been corruption in materials, mainly, and in Rajasthan and in many other states with labour, because of the non-implementation of the transparency provisions of the MGNREGA. Even in spite of that, there is more work done than before, in a relative sense. But this is the only act which has mandated and built into itself transparency and accountability provisions. So this is the only act about which we know the real extent of corruption. About the others we didn't know. So there's nothing where other programs are concerned. Anicuts are being built and Anikets have been demolished and anikets, but there's nothing. It's flat. Roads have been built 3 times over, there's no road. But at least with the MGNREGA, more often than not, at least something exists. And in the best case scenario, some excellent projects exist. And in the worst case scenario, they are bad programs. But there is something on ground. The first suggestion is that under the RTI, Right to Information Act, as well as the MGNREGA, there is a provision for complete transparency of all works. That means that there must be some public information displayed. We recommend that they be painted, and we have now in Rajasthan, all panchayats have big yellow wall paintings, in which if the MGNREGA has been there for 3 years, there are 3 years records. It's been there for 4 years, there are 4-year records. So you can follow the job card and you can find out exactly how many days each job card the family has worked. So it's up on the wall, so everybody can read, and it's amazing. So you can, I can send you photographs if you like, and you can have them. You can check them out. And it's one recommendation I would make. The second recommendation I would make is that at all levels where the boards are required, boards must be in place, and the social audit process must take recourse of a process of concurrent monitoring of works. There's concurrent monitoring of works. In the social audit, you will only raise larger issues. And in this concurrent audit, we will have to look at material costs, because now the biggest fraud is in materials. I think it's skewed, the awareness. There's some places where they know about 100 days. They also know that they'll get minimum wages, but they do not know they can apply for work. They do not know that if the 100 days are not available for one family, then I mean, if one person cannot work 100 days, then many people in the family can work those 100 days. They don't know that. But they know about the 100 days, more or less. In fact, in Tamil Nadu, they have a basket which is called the 100 days basket, which is being designed for this work. So in the states where there is commitment of the government to inform people, people are aware. But I think the radio and the television needs to be used to spell out the 10 entitlements under the NREGA. First is the job card, entitlement to a job card, entitlement to apply for work, entitlement to getting work in 15 days, entitlement to an unemployment allowance if work doesn't come in 15 days. Then an entitlement to a job, a workplace not more than 5 kilometers away from home. Then shelter, medicine, etc. at the work site, and the wage paid within 15 days of the work finish. These are all entitlements. But if these entitlements are repeated over and over again in the local language through Akashvani and Doordarshan or whatever reaches them, big hell of a and also the print media. I think there should be an urban employment guarantee, but the whole planning for the Urban Employment Guarantee Act will be very different. The nature of work will be very different, the nature of relationship between the wards, the NDMC, MCD wards like we have in Delhi, there might be other wards everywhere. So the municipal wards and the worker will have a different relationship. So I think it will need a lot of thinking, and there will be greater variety of work than there is in
terms of the quality of work that people do now under the program. Can there be an improvement than what they already do? I mean, probably.
See, the quality of work is also very skewed, because there are some places where the best work that independent India is seen as happening. There are others in which work is not so good. But there is an issue of tools, and actually the MGNREGA has really provoked the greatest interest in a number of areas in which nothing has been done for the last so many years, thousands of years. So there are people looking at all the tools of work, like the pickaxe, like the shovel, like the tagari which carry the mud. So hopefully, if the tools are improved, the women who are largely the workers of MGNREGA will stand to it.
My last question, any chances of being extended beyond 100 days?
Well, there was an election promise and we've been demanding that they fulfill it. Let us see.